You know, unfortunate events have happened at schools across the country this year, in the past couple of years, so an increased focus has been placed on school safety.
Yeah, including here in San Diego, as far as how the community will be preparing our kids for unexpected situations. So joining us to talk more about that is CEO of the Home Start program, Ms. Laura Tancredi-Basie, to talk about some tips. So thank you for joining us this evening. This is a sobering topic because especially one of the stats that really grabbed my attention was involving abduction. And according to what we're hearing for the research, every 40 seconds in the United States, a child becomes missing or is abducted, with 80% of those abductions happening within a quarter mile of the child's home.
Yes, it's shocking, Ginger. It really is.
Wow. So how are we to prepare these kids as a community, as a parent? We know they're going to be walking to school. We know they're going to be out and, having fun outside, especially with San Diego and the great weather. How do we prepare them for that stranger danger?
Well, I think it's important to kind of separate those two possibilities. So there's the stranger danger, which is what you just shared, that many times those kinds of abductions happen within a quarter mile of where they live. However, the vast variety and extent of those are not always strangers. So more often, an abduction is from somebody that they actually know. So I think as parents, you have to prepare them from both possibilities, that there are strangers and how do you protect yourself from strangers, and there's some safety things that every parent can do, but also there are people that you may know, and you have to be really thoughtful about how you prepare them for that.
Well, what are those tips? Yeah.
Well, what about the percentages of girls and boys being abducted? How does that stack up?
Well, in terms of stranger abduction, it's about 3/4 girls. So about 75% of stranger abduction are girls, which means the other quarter are boys. And it doesn't break down the same way when you talk about known abductions, which are many times parents, relatives, friends, somebody they know.
Okay, so you mentioned some tips that you can give parents. What are those tips?
Well, I think what we talked about briefly, which was having those conversations with your children, like you do, Ginger, and sharing them, talking about safety. You don't want to frighten them and scare them, but you want to be open and honest and say, let's talk through some scenarios. What do you do if somebody approaches you that you're not sure about? What if somebody that you kind of know says, hey, your mom asked me to come pick you up? How would you work through that scenario? So having frank, open discussions, preparing them for possible scenarios, letting them know that you're always there for them and that there's a circle of people that they can count on, whether it's at school, in the neighborhood, or other, a coach at school, different people they can count on.
Yeah, they have to be ready for it and practice, just like everything else. We teach them how to tie their shoes by running through the routine. So talking about it, getting them familiar but not scared.
Yes.
Good information.
Getting them comfortable with the topic.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for coming by and sharing this information. Parents absolutely need this as we start the school year. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, well, still ahead, we're going to be checking in with KUSI's Dave Scott.
That's right. What about it, Dave? Bring us up to date where you're at right there.